Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Cannon. Alright, so Devin Haney calls Teofimo Lopez trash after his KO and dominant performance of Pedro Campa in his comeback fight. Alright, so look. After Teofimo's performance against Pedro Campa, in his comeback, Devin Haney then decides to tweet something around that time at 11:42 p.m. August 13, 2022 to be specific. A poop emoji. Oh my goodness, man. And it's funny too, that's kind of what Tia gets though. That's what he deserves. You know why? Because of all that other nonsense that he put Devin Haney through. I remember that little DAZN thing where Teofimo was talking on the thing with the microphone with Devin Haney, that Devin Haney had to come over there, and Teofimo rolled his eyes, and Devin Haney was trying to make the fight. But objectively speaking, like, this performance wasn't even that bad of a performance. It wasn't, but this is what boxers type when they want to get in someone's head, when they want to make it seem as if they're not intimidated or unimpressed. I'm not saying that Devin Haney's intimidated by this at all. I guarantee he isn't. But I will say though, this Campa performance looked pretty good. Teofimo Lopez went back to the boxing. He stuck to the basics, because against George Kambosos, he did not stick to the basics. Instead, what he did was straight up not stick to the basics. He just didn't speak to the basics at all. He didn't stick to it. He just fought like an idiot the entire fight, man. He was fighting like he was playing football, and Kambosos would just counter him every time, having the superior hand speed, being the quicker, fleet-footed of the two. Like, what did you expect? Teofimo Lopez jumped out of the fight, jumped in the first round at George Kambosos like he was going to steamroll him and run him over like a tackle. Then you got Devin Haney putting a class on George Kambosos. This is another thing too. Like, this is straight trash talk. Whether it be from the internet or in real life, boxing always has trash talk. Some of the best fights always come with trash talk, man. Nigel Benn, Eubank Jr., Mike Tyson, Razor Ruddock, a whole plethora of trash talk. Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins wasn't that good of a fight, so I can't even really say that. It was a really good fight. I'm sure there were like a lot, but none come to my mind for some reason, man. That's annoying. Maybe any Riddick Bowe fight, except for like Holyfield or something. But typically Riddick Bowe throughout history, he had a lot of ridiculous fights and a lot of ridiculous press conferences. But to get back on topic, so yeah, is he referencing Teofimo Lopez? I think it's a little too coincidental for him to be typing at this time. So I don't know, man. I guarantee it is, though. I am very confident that it is. And I'm very confident that Teofimo Lopez will not care. He's up in an entire different division. If you want to talk trash, the haters can hate. They can for sure hate. There's been a lot of speaking about his performance against Pedro Campa, and also it previously. So previously, there was a thing where he was dealing with stuff outside of, boxing, because he's a human as well, just like us. He was having problems with his wife, couldn't see his kids. He was dealing with the effects after the loss, and people were interpreting his speaking and how he sounded, like in the lead up to the Pedro Campa fight, as him being very, as him being like a shell of himself, for example. Like, instead of him being like rambunctious and very confident in his speaking, in his tone of voice, he sounded more isolated rather. He sounded pretty normal to me. I didn't think anything too much of it, but others did. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually the case, and he sort of just wasn't in the same. He just wasn't the same after this loss, because a loss can do that to you, whether it be a knockout loss or a decision loss. That can happen to your career. One of the most annoying things that still annoys me though is this. Teofimo Lopez so avidly believes that he beat George Kambosos. I don't know why he keeps thinking this when he didn't. He didn't beat Kambosos at all. I don't understand. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, you know, I beat him. That loss was not real. I'm no sore loser. Like, you sound like a sore loser right there just saying that you beat him. Like, you did not beat him. We're gonna put that into perspective. You didn't beat him at all, right? Well, maybe people may argue that he did win, but personally, in my opinion, he ain't win. Kambosos got him. The fight was very good, though. I will say that was a very good fight. That was a very good scrap right there. Like I give it applause. I give it applause to the circumstance of the matchup. It was a very good fight. Very good skill display. Devin Haney versus Kambosos was more of a skill display, but that was more of like a slugging boxer type counterpunching mess, and it was a spectacular matchup, man. Teofimo got dropped, Kambosos got dropped. It was a war. It was a war. Now, just because it was a war doesn't mean that they're good fighters. I mean, you know, we had Victor Ortiz versus Andre Berto, which was a barn burner. That was a flame fight right there. But those two, as we found out in the future, they weren't that good. Looking at Teofimo Lopez's box rec, after this Pedro Campa thing, he already has a new fight set for Madison Square Garden. Who will it be? I don't know. It's probably going to be someone. It's probably going to be, I can't really think of the name, but I don't know. I forgot the name, but he's also undefeated in the 140 division. So yeah. Let me see him. Let me see him right here. Hold on. Arnold Barboza Jr. Yeah. I heard rumors that he was fighting Arnold Barboza, and I wonder how that fight would go. You know, if this fight does come into fruition, I wonder if who wins that fight. I haven't watched enough of Arnold Barboza to come to a conclusion. I'm gonna pick the younger fighter all day, which would be Teofimo Lopez, though. I'm sure Barboza is happy for this fight. If he gets this win, he could go up in the ranks. So, for sure, because ain't no way Teofimo is going to be put up against a Josh Taylor right now. Too new. He just came off of a loss. It's just not good timing at all. It ain't good timing. Now, for the people who do think that Josh Taylor and all the top 140ers will dominate these guys, you're fucking, excuse my language, you are crazy. You are completely crazy and you're out of your mind. I would even argue that you guys are out of your mind if you guys think that Vasily Lomachenko wouldn't be competitive against these fighters. Look, I know boxing is styles, but if Jose Pedraza can have a disputed loss over Jose Ramirez and get dominated by Lomachenko, what makes people think that Lomachenko cannot go up to 140 and cause some havoc? There may be like a power difference. There may be a lot of these things. Now, Lomachenko does have questionable durability because we've seen that in the Teofimo Lopez fight, and he had a very questionable durability. Like, when he felt the power of Lopez, he did not want to punch back. He probably did have an injury in his hands, but the power did not help Lomachenko either. The power that Teofimo Lopez had, and Teofimo Lopez turning around and rounding himself around in order to negate like Lomachenko's angles, it definitely like was a cause for concern. You know, it was a cause for concern, man. And these fighters may be able to do that. You know, these inside fighters, Josh Taylor may be able to do that. I think if Josh Taylor were to fight Lomachenko, I think that fight would go for Actually, it's 50-50 in my opinion, no matter how crazy it sounds. I think it's an actual 50-50 matchup. I would like to see Jack Catterall versus Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia versus Lopez, though. I think those fights are the ones that I would love to see. Wait, it's not an I think, I mean, it's an I know. Or even like a deceptive victory or against Sandor Martin, because I think Teofimo can beat Sandor Martin. I think it would be a meaningful victory because, you know, Sandor Martin did beat Mikey Garcia in a decision. So, but I mean, it's not the same Mikey Garcia, man. It's not, but it's deceptive though. That's why I say it's deceptive, because, oh shoot, yo, Teofimo Lopez beat the guy who beat this 3 division, I think it's like a 3 or 4 division world champion. He did that? Yo, this Teofimo Lopez guy is good. He really came back from that Cambosos loss. And Lopez's career for sure is not over. It's not at all. I hope nobody thinks that way. I hope nobody does, man. Put him against Sabir or Matias. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what they're gonna do with Matias, man. But that's the 140-pound division. It's gonna be crazy. These 135-pounders are gonna take over the 140 division and replace all these older guys. Unless, the older guys win. That's scary. I feel like the weakest link, though, the weakest link by far is Jose Ramirez. You could say Jose Zepeda, but no, I don't think so. I think it's definitely Jose Ramirez. I think the strongest link is Regis Prograis. I know Josh Taylor beat Regis Prograis. I know that, but his Jack Catterall performance does not show me that he's a very strong link. I predicted Jack Catterall to win that fight too, by the way. But yep. So let me know your opinions in the comment section about this little situation, and tell me how y'all feel, man. All right, I'm also trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, y'all. So please subscribe. I'm out. Good day.